If there is one thing Pixar have done right, it's characters. Pixar pride themselves on making movies about strong characters you relate to and love. There is a lot of characters to choose from, whether they are plucky comedy reliefs, layered lead characters, or even just a fun, quippy one-liners. These are my top 10. Hi there, it's me, the Average Critic. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification button so you never miss a single video. And remember, if you don't agree with this list, that is absolutely fine. Just make sure you let me know in the comment section your favorite Pixar characters, as this list is incredibly personal. But let's dive in with number 10, Syndrome: The Incredibles. One thing Pixar don't do surprisingly often is a clear, pure villain, as they tend to come in different forms. But Syndrome is your classic superhero villain for a great superhero movie. He has strong reasons for being the villain, after previously being Mr. Incredible's biggest fan, turning into his greatest enemy. And considering he doesn't even have superpowers, he manages to stand out. Syndrome is perhaps one of my favourite superhero villains. In fact, the fact that he's on this list probably makes him my favourite, but I absolutely love Syndrome, and so that's why he's number 10. Number 9, Wall-E from Wall-E. When your character doesn't even speak and you somehow create depth, personality and relatability, and he's not even human, you have film and character gold. From the moment we see Wall-E, we are instantly hooked into who he is. In every scene, we add more reasons to like him. He's innocent as he works day in and day out in a dying Earth. He falls in love, he has dreams, he has funny visual gags. Wall-E is a character of simple perfection. The way he visualizes love, the way he sees the world in simple ways with the things he collects. If you can make a robot cute, your character is pretty good. Number 8, Mike and Sully, Monsters Inc. Yes, these two come as a pair, as you can't really have one without the other. As much as you could argue Sully has much more depth and perhaps takes the center stage, if it wasn't for Mike Wazowski, things wouldn't be half as good. Mike and Sully have such a genuine, heartfelt relationship that is two best friends. They play off each other so well, making for some of the most hilarious dialogue in Pixar history. Sully is a genuine, heartfelt ball of fur you just want to cuddle up with, and Mike is the sarcastic guy you just want to go have a beer and share some laughs. Perhaps a date at Harryhausen's.
Harryhausen's? But it's impossible to get a reservation there.
Not for Googly Bear.
Number 7, Merida, Brave. Despite one of Pixar's more traditional and more Disney-like films, Brave didn't live up to audience expectations compared to other Pixar franchises. But Brave gave, in my opinion, one of the best Disney princesses. Merida is strong, badass with a bow, and a beautiful accent to match. Merida carries her whole movie in spades. Compared to other Disney princesses, Merida is an easy standout for all the best reasons. Despite Brave not being the most inventive or interesting of the Pixar films, it gave us an incredible character for women to look up to. Merida is my favourite Disney princess and is massively overlooked because her film wasn't well received, but her character definitely is. Number 6, Sadness, Inside Out. I know what you're thinking, why on earth would you pick sadness over joy? It's because of that reason sadness is better. Sure, joy is brilliant, overly fun, funny, and a strong lead in the story of Inside Out, but sadness brings out a sense of realism and heartfelt moments that Inside Out needed to be a groundbreaking story. Not to mention she is hilarious in her own right. To take a character who is literal sadness and make her funny is no easy task, but to bring happy tears from being sad is also a beautiful piece of character art. Number 5, Remy, Ratatouille. At first, Remy seems like another basic strong Pixar character that could be on anyone's list, but Remy represents creativity and humanity. Remy is someone who is constantly hopeful. He dreams and allows people to come together through food. Remy is a character you can't help but support. He cares about his friends and family, at the same time he cares about himself. Even though Remy is a rat, he feels so human and so real. And for a film to make you care about a rat at this level is incredible. We should all inspire to be like Remy. Dream big. Number 4, Buzz and Woody, Toy Story. Once again, another duo where you can't really have one without the other. I think every Toy Story fan when picking a toy at the Disney store had this problem. Which one to pick? And I really couldn't, so we have both. Woody and Buzz go through an incredible amount of transformation and story arcs throughout their whole franchise. it does help they have the most amount of screen time of any Pixar characters by having 4 films with a 5th on the way, but Woody and Buzz's relationship is so special. To starting out as enemies and becoming best friends in the first film, in the second film their friendship is tested with Woody not knowing what the future will hold, going into the third one about having the future change, and finally in the 4th film with their friendship rounding off and coming to an end. Everyone wants a friendship like Buzz and Woody, and like the song says, well, you know the words.
You got a friend in me.
All right.
Number 3, Doug, Up. Up is one of Pixar's greatest films. It still makes you cry to this day with that opening, but we forget it gave us one of the funniest characters ever. Okay, so everyone loves dogs, or at least I certainly do, and sure, we have seen talking dogs in the past in a lot of animated movies, but Up keeps it very simple with Doug. He's still a dog, which is why when he's talking, he hilariously goes squirrel every time he sees one. Doug did what Seth MacFarlane did in Family Guy with Brian.
A dog in that car! Hey, 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 hey! There's another dog in that car! Hey, are you seeing that? Hey, hey, hey! Other dog! Fuck you!
Taking an animal, giving him human characteristics like being able to communicate, but still keeping those original canine qualities, this makes for some of the most hilarious moments ever. Doug may not be the most layered character, but is definitely the most funniest. Number 2, Mrs. Incredible, The Incredibles. Need I say more? All joking aside, Mrs. Incredible is incredible. Strong female characters are always an amazing thing, especially in cinema, and Mrs. Incredible is the best of the best. She's a mum with an awesome superpower and the attitude to match. Mrs. Incredible takes the second spot because she represents a side that obviously isn't seen enough, especially in superhero movies. The Incredibles 2 really is her time to shine, but even in the first Incredibles movie, Mrs. Incredible represents a strong female presence without feeling forced. The reception regarding the Black Widow film was a little underwhelming, but always remember we have The Incredibles 2 to give us our daily dose of girl power. Before we get to the top spot, let's talk about some honourable mentions. We have Dory from Finding Nemo. She may forget, but we will never forget her. Randall, an evil villain with a great backstory. And Doc. The Cars franchise was disappointing, but this character wasn't. And finally, the number 1 spot for my favourite Pixar character is Flik from A Bug's Life. Flik is such a wonderful character. He's funny, clever, good-hearted, and never gives up hope. Flik is someone who wanted to make a difference in the world he was in, to be the change you want to see in the world. Flik represents change for good, to make a difference, the need to be special, and to tell us all that every dog, or in this case bug, has his day to shine. We always cheer for the underdog. Everything about Flik makes you want to cheer for him. He's an outsider, he's inventive but still hasn't hit his stride yet, he lies but lies for good enough reasons. Even when Flik isn't doing his best or flat out lies to the colony, you understand why and support him. A Bug's Life is an incredibly underrated movie, and Flik should be the reason to invest in it. There needs to be more people in this world just like Flik. And so that's why Flik takes my number 1 spot of my favourite Pixar character ever. So there you have it, folks. That was my top 10 favourite Pixar characters. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know in the comment section below some of your favourite characters, as this list is incredibly personal. If you enjoyed it, why not subscribe and hit the notification button so you don't miss next week's video. You can also check out my other videos right here. But thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.